morning, Northwest Orlando online community. We are here today just for you this morning. This session, this warm-up is all about you. As you can see, we are here on a new couch. It's nice, it's fluffy, it's a little low to the ground, but we love it, and we love you again. But my name is Adam Crust. I'll be your host this morning. Alongside of me is the one, the only, the infamous
Matuszek. Welcome, guys.
Man, good to have you here. Good sitting next to you.
Yeah. And we got an awesome online audience. We want you to do 3 things for us today, right?
1, 2, 3.
Let us know where you are dialing in from.
Yep.
Right?
On your phone.
Number 2, let us know what you got out of last week's sermon. We really need to know. We want to know how we can improve this show as well.
Yep.
And the third thing is...
Share one more time.
That's right.
There's never enough people you can share this opportunity with, share this link with. The virtual world makes it so easy to do, right, Mark?
That's right. And we got one awesome announcement before we bring in our guest. We got the Fall Festival, guys.
Fall Festival.
You guys got to come out to the Fall Festival. It's happening on November 17th.
Yep.
It's not trunk or treat. We're doing a Fall Festival.
That's right.
I think I've missed the last 3 because I'm out of town all the time. But you've been, right?
I have been. And I heard you're going to be in a turkey suit this year.
No.
Yeah. Gobble, gobble.
You got any cool stories from that?
So what happened? So one year, Brave was out there, and they have the dunk tank every year. But last year specifically, it was freezing cold. And I wish I could remember who was in that dunk tank because they just got tortured. So Brave hit it 2 times in a row with the ball, and then you can pay $5 and then you can run up and just kind of press it. And so that person just got dunked and wet, and it was 60 degrees, so Florida winter, right? But it was fun. They have hay rides and stuff for the kids, for the adults too.
Food, all sorts of entertainment.
The chili cook-off.
Chili cook-off.
Okay. So it'll be the 3rd year running.
Let's bring on our guest.
Let's do it.
Guys, I want to introduce you to my
Put my arm around you too.
one of 100 best friends that I have.
Top
Greg
100,
Lee.
baby.
Top 100,
baby.
man. You made the list, brother.
Yeah.
How you doing this morning?
Doing great. Am I 99, but Mark's not 1? Is that
I'm not going to tell you where you rank.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about the sermon series this month, which has been all about being a good neighbor.
Yeah. It's been really good. Yeah.
You can just call me Fred Rogers.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's how good you are.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Land of make-believe is where you live, huh?
Daniel Tiger's my best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to get some of your feedback on what you've been getting out of the service, out of this message.
Well, why don't you tell us yours? Because we were talking earlier about it, and I think I really feel what the Spirit spoke to you on is really, it wraps up the whole series in one moment. So why don't you share that first?
We just moved into a new neighborhood.
Right.
And, the cool thing about when you're coming to church and you get convicted, you get that little prick on your heart, you got to do something about it. First step is tell your wife or tell a friend if you're not married. You got to take an action. So the idea I got is we have this lawn that is like stadium seating. And I'm like, you know what? We need to do like a movie thing for Christmas time, like The Grinch or something like that. Bring your chair, we'll grill out, we'll rent a projector, things like that, which I do got to talk to somebody about the projector eventually, but that's kind of the thing we're moving on. And part of getting a revelation is that you share it. You talk to your wife about it or your friend, but then now you're talking about it to live TV. And now I got to do it, right?
So you want to play Christmas?
I got my own accountability.
A Christmas movie? Is that what you want to?
Something like that, yeah.
Not the Christmas movie, but a Christmas movie?
Right, like Die Hard.
Like how the
Die Hard.
Did I tell you not to mention Die Hard? I told them.
It's a top 100.
Well, that's why you're in the top 100.
That's why I'm in the top 100 and
he's
not in the top.
Well, 99. That's true.
And I mentioned it though, so.
So how the Grinch Stole Christmas, something like that, or Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone.
Home Alone's good, right?
So
Polar
Greg,
Express.
Greg, what about you, man?
Chocolate.
Tell us the revelation you're getting, my friend.
So I thought it was a great series, right? So being a good neighbor is great in the aspect of, this is my neighbor, I live in this neighborhood, I live on this street, these are the people. But I also feel being a good neighbor is also in community with what we're doing, right? This is a community. Northwest is a community of believers or people that are trying to become believers. And I think it's really impactful that if we're still good neighbors to each other, no matter where we are in life, no matter what our walk is, no matter where we're at, we have to still be good neighbors to each other. Much like if you can't minister to your family, you can't minister to others, right? So being a good neighbor, you got to be a good neighbor here so you can set the example and understand how to be a good neighbor in your own community. Inviting people out is a must. It's a given. It's how the church grows. It's how the body grows. But I think it's how we grow as well, is being good neighbors to each other, being good friends. No matter where we are, what our walk of life is. It doesn't matter what like I live in one city, you live in another. But yet every other Saturday for almost 4 years, you still came to my house and we were neighbors. in that moment. We're neighbors in Christ. And I think it's a way to continue to stay as believers is maintaining good neighbors with each other as well as in our neighborhood.
That's excellent. That's excellent. It's neat that both of you all, I mean, it sounds like you are receiving from this sermon series and putting it into practice. And I do feel like you're too far away. You know, you want to be our neighbor. There's room for you on this couch,
I can't
brother.
fit on that couch.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
he's a big
I'm
boy.
just kidding.
He's a big
No,
boy.
no, we won't go that far. But that's awesome. You know, and to kind of piggyback off what you're saying. So I know Pastor Jared was talking about having the heart of evangelism, right?
Right.
And I think too that's what being a good neighbor is all about. And I think that's one of the areas that I've struggled with. Because almost like what Pastor Mark was talking about, sometimes I might think too much about the timing or the place I'm in, or maybe it's not the right moment to kind of take that next step with that individual.
Yeah.
But just kind of having that reminder that you've got to look for those opportunities consistently. And I need to maintain that heart to want to evangelize, to want to be that good neighbor.
Right.
And I know I have it in me, but it's just kind of constantly practicing it and not letting those moments pass me by.
Right.
And I think, too, sometimes I find myself being tired, or maybe I'm in a very busy season, you know, work, kids, wife, whatever else, small groups and everything there in between. And I'll feel like I am having a lack of energy. But like Pastor Jared also said, it is probably maybe a lack of purpose.
Right.
And I think being that good neighbor, having that you know, movie in the front lawn gives us purpose, serving the community, and I think that's what energizes us.
And you said it. You said a season. You know, there's different seasons, there's different times for something. Like you, Greg, you had a group for many years that I was going to.
Yeah, it's a season.
Now my buddy Dan is starting a group, and I'm going to be helping him do this group, and we're going to continue to do it.
Right.
We're going to invite you out, man.
Right, because we're neighbors.
Because we're neighbors.
No matter what, even though we don't have to live side by side, we're neighbors, right? One of the things Pastor Jared said that really just kind of like made me think, right? We hear a lot about Pharisees in the Bible. And, and you mostly, when you hear about them, you realize that they're hypocrites and that they're not people you want to be like. But then he flipped it and he kind of gave you an inside scoop of what they are. And they're 90% what we're supposed to be. Right. They dive in, they fast, they pray. They're like that. That's where we're supposed to be. It's the 10% that they weren't, which is where they lacked, which is where we also, as believers, fall sometimes. We fall in that 10% when we're striving for the 90, forgetting that you strive for the 90, but then there's a 10%. You know, it's that whole 100 thing again.
Yeah. And you're still within the top 100.
I'm still within the top 100.
I think what you meant to say is 99 and 1%.
And you probably have 99 problems.
You see what happened? And Mark's not one of them.
No. So I'm going even more extreme. No, you are. You are one of my closest friends.
Mark's not one of my friends. Mark's one of my problems.
No.
I love Mark Matuszek.
Yeah. No. And I think
But it's true. You could totally be going in the wrong direction. And we're Pharisees a lot of the time as well when we don't realize it. But we need each other to point that out in each other.
Right. You think you're going in the right direction because you're doing the 90
with your arms.
So I wanted to show dominance. So I think it means that I'm the dominant one with my arms over top.
We have less than a minute left.
I just want to give you a shout out. So being a good neighbor, you, my friend, you were a good neighbor to me, you know, coming up in this, in my faith, in my walk.
2008, 2009.
Man, you gave me a job. Mark had a painting company. He barely knew me. He gave me a chance, allowed me to get on my feet again, and to get me to where I am today, you know, having a family and kids and just being in the body of Christ. You were a launch pad for me as well. You were very instrumental and core.
I love you, my friend.
I love you,
it's
man.
A great moment.
So, but that is being a good neighbor, my
Absolutely.
man. And I love you for it, and who you are is amazing, so thank you.
You're
There's
welcome.
my public
Thank
display
you for
of
joining
affection.
us. Come back next week. We love you.
Yeah.